What's up, guys? NottheWinner here, and we're going to be looking into the different archetypes for Remnant too. I'm pretty excited for this game. I think there's going to be a lot of cool content to make. Obviously, there's tons of hidden items, so I'll be helping people find whatever locations those might be hidden behind or what bosses you might need to defeat for those. But as far as it goes, we're going to watch the 5 different archetype videos and kind of discuss like the benefits of the different archetypes and which ones I think personally are going to be the best ones to choose. I know a lot of people are going to go for the handler, you know, the one with the dog, but I think there's definitely going to be benefits to each perk, to each class here.
In Remnant,
Or I should say archetype,
archetypes are the foundation of
because
every
dual
build.
archetypes is where you get
First
classes.
and most important choice when it comes to designing how you want to play. This is Tragic from Gunfire Games, introducing the Gunslinger.
Okay.
When it's time to bring guns to a gunfight, it's time for the Gunslinger. They're the master of high fire rate, weapon handling, and ammo efficiency. Their role? Pure damage.
Yep. Mid-range,
Perks are
not
designed
even
around
long range.
Maximizing DPS. They keep the offense rolling with quick reloads, blistering weapon swaps, and constant ammo generation. The cornerstone of their perks is the
They're-
Prime, Loaded.
Yeah.
It automatically reloads both guns when an archetype skill is activated. In
So
heated battle,
basically, your archetype skills, guys, you get 3 skills to choose from for each archetype, and you can only have 1 active at a time. But whenever you activate that, it automatically reloads both of your guns.
a well-timed skill activation keeps the lead flying. And skills are
So
where
the 3
Gunslinger
perks here
really
is where it gets
shines.
interesting, though.
Their first skill,
So you got quick draw. Pull out your side piece, unload 6 rounds from the hip, but it actually automatically aims at
Quick Draw,
enemies.
unloads their hidden 6-shooter and auto-targets nearby enemies. It's the perfect skill to leverage their prime perk. Their second
Absolutely
skill,
huge because it auto
Silent,
reloads there.
cranks up
This
enemy
one,
movement speed, weapon swap speed, and
I believe,
automatically
yeah.
reloads weapons when you switch to
Whenever you swap, it's
When
going to
it wants
reload the
sustained damage
weapons.
while
So
weaving
it's like
in
you
and
just
out of
swap,
incoming fire,
fire, swap,
Sidewinder is
fire,
unused.
swap. You know, like you can
Their
just keep
third
going.
skill, Bullet Storm, makes every firearm fully automatic, boosts fire rate, and ramps up reload speed. When it
Making
comes
all
to
guns
burst
fully
damage,
automatic is
Bullet Storm
insane.
makes the damage rain.
So the 3 of those
Rounding out their
just
kit is
sound
the
nasty,
Archetype
and then
ammo reserves.
the ammo
It
boost is
increases
pretty
total
nice
ammo
because you do
capacity,
run out of
so you
ammo
never
pretty
have to
quickly
worry
in this
about
game.
running dry. A great unlock for any archetype combo. Players who love gameplay with a heavy emphasis on shooting will love the Gunslinger. When it comes to overwhelming the enemy with a truckload of bullets, accept no substitute.
Yeah, so I think that one's going to be very interesting. I think it's a cool DPS, but I do think that there's better classes. But just the amount of DPS you can get out of that's nasty.
Archetypes in Remnant 2.
Now, the
come
Hunter
with
one
uncensored
was revealed
tools
today,
designed for
or
defeating
yesterday, I
the biggest
think.
and baddest enemies that the apocalypse has ever seen. This is Tragic from Gunfire Games, introducing the final starting archetype, the Hunter. Always a classic, the Hunter focuses on long-range, precision-based gameplay. They easily identify targets and eliminate them, often before the battle even begins. Their perks
Here's
are
your
designed
long-range
around making
sniper.
every hit count and capitalizing on each opportunity, no matter how small the window. The key to their entire kit is the prime perk, Dead to Right.
I mean, that's pretty nasty. If you deal a certain amount of damage to weak spots, then it's going to extend the duration of skills by 3.5 seconds. And it seems like that stacks. So you can just
Scoring
keep
range
on
restarts
stacking
when the
that.
Hunter skill is active, extends its duration, even beyond its initial values. In addition to the prime, the Hunter also has a unique ability called marking. When marked, enemies can be
Seeing
seen
all
through
the
walls
enemies.
and are more susceptible to critical hits
So that's
from the
super
entire
useful for the team, but I believe there's tons of things that can mark enemies, so it may not be the most
Their
useful in the
first
world.
skill, Hunter's Mark, is a tried and true fan favorite. The Hunter instantly reveals and marks all enemies.
Or
in
maybe
wide
it's
range.
only on the Hunter
While
now.
active, every enemy is automatically marked for the entire team.
And that's so
No one hides
useful,
from the
guys.
Hunter.
Nothing
Their
sneaks up on
second
you.
skill, Hunter's Focus, is a more calculated
Long you
technique.
aim down
While
sights.
aiming down sights, their target will become automatically marked. If they remain focused without shooting, they gain huge bonuses to
Yeah.
accuracy, damage, and critical chance.
See, there's no kick on the gun. It stayed where it was on each fire. That's crazy. So you can get tons of damage off into a weak spot with the Hunter, I
Makes
feel.
the Hunter a nearly untouchable
And then this.
They instantly slip into the shadows, making it easier to avoid damage while moving. Their next attack, Drop Shroud, marks enemies within close range and grants a strong range and
So you're
melee damage.
basically marking enemies with any of the
If the hunter
skills,
doesn't
but
attack for a short duration, they instantly reshroud.
the shroud one's kind of nasty, but I think the second one is the most effective, aiming down sights for longer, because then just boom, 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 without the kick, just boom, 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 boom. You know, you don't have to think about it. But the range boost, up to 600% range boost, you guys saw that?
Player the archetype trait, Long Shot.
600 weapon range bonus in centimeters.
It increases
That's
the
still
effective
insane,
range of all
though.
firearms, from rifles to shotguns, and everything in between. Players who enjoy rewarding precision.
So great for a team, but if you're solo, it's gonna be a rough one, I feel. Because think about that. If you're meant to be long range, but everything is coming close to you, you're gonna have your struggles, right? And then I believe that one, the Gunslinger, is only for the pre-order people to get early access to it. Otherwise, you will have to find that one.
Venturing into the apocalypse alone can be daunting. So bringing
Handler seems really cool.
Always a good idea. This is Tragic from Gunfire Games, introducing the Handler. In Remnant 2, the Handler and their loyal companion work together to take down the toughest enemies through cooperation and friendship. As a jack of all trades, this duo brings a bit of everything to any team. Their perks are designed for utility. They boost movement and revive speeds and allow the entire team to move swiftly as a pack.
I love that you can meet up with the dog and give him a pet after, like,
is near the handler, they
you've handled
automatically
things.
heal over time. The speed of the heal can be greatly increased by showing your friend some love. Good boy. The cornerstone of the handler's perks is the
All those heals, huge. So when the handler's down, companion will attempt to revive them at 50% max health. That's crazy. Can be used to revive allies with a command. Downed ally must have a dragon heart. So like basically you can send your dog out to revive your allies, or even to revive yourself. So if you get downed, you're not out.
Companion to automatically revive the handler with the handler's own relic. It can also be used to revive down teammates. Unlike other archetypes,
That's
the
huge.
handler slot's behavior.
I've only read about it. I actually haven't watched this one yet, so sorry for saying it right before he did.
The handler doesn't have traditional archetype skills, but instead uses commands to instruct their companion on the battlefield.
So not skills, but
You can
commands.
instruct your companion to attack, call them back to your side, and even have them guard an ally. Most importantly, you
the
can
guard
also
one's
instruct them to
interesting.
Activate their special howls.
The guard one's actually really interesting.
First behavior.
Because think about it, guys. If your ally's been getting his butt whooped, just sending the dog there just to give him 1 second reprieve to get out the way and then calling your dog back, that's enough time for him to be able to start dodging again. You don't need to keep your dog there taking those hits. Just, hey, over here, over here, and then pull it back. Boom.
Guard dog
That's huge.
passively causes the companion to draw more aggro and take less damage.
Draw aggro and take less damage. The guard dog's insane.
And grants the entire team a defensive buff for a short period of time. Their second behavior, support dog, passively grants a heal over time to any nearby ally. Their howl boosts the effectiveness.
That sounds so
and
unfair.
size of the heal. Their third behavior, attack dog, passively increases the companion's damage. Their howl
Not
grants
worried
the
about that
entire
one.
team a damage buff.
I mean,
Each time
entire
you call
team a
out,
damage buff. Now hang
attack
on.
dog is the way. Rounding out
I-
the kit
that
is the
dog
archetype
sounds OP,
trait,
guys.
kinship. It reduces all
80%
friendly
damage
fire dealt and received, which works wonders for keeping everyone in the fight.
Including your
It
dog.
also allows
That
players
makes
to play
sense.
fast and loose with deadly explosives a bit more leeway. The companion can never truly die. If overwhelmed in combat, they'll lay down to rest until the handler has a chance to encourage them back on their feet. Come on, buddy. Players who love teamwork and want their very own
Good.
loyal companion
Good.
will find themselves right at home with the handler. Solo or co-op, teamwork makes the
I feel
dream
like Handler is a class that could solo the entire game and works well with any team. Probably one of the best classes for any like person to pick if they want to join teams or run the game. But I believe so many people are going to pick Handler that it's going to kind of make it somewhat obsolete.
In Remnant 2, you'll often find yourself in dangerous combat.
Challenger should be interesting. I'll
Want
say
to
that
stare death
much.
directly in the face and laugh. It's time for the Challenger. This is Tragic from Gunfire Games, bringing you another archetype breakdown. The Challenger is the close to mid-range destroyer. They intimidate their enemies with their mere presence and administer brutal damage to anyone foolish enough to cross their path. Their perks are designed around dealing heavy damage, wearing heavy armor, and heavily reducing the damage of all nearby enemies.
So this one was very interesting. I have watched this one.
More. The key to their fearlessness is the prime perk, Die Hard.
So when they die, invulnerable for 5 seconds, full heal. Now, once every 10 minutes, sure, but you shouldn't be dying too often. Yeah, you could die back to back in a boss fight. It happens. No big deal.
Die Hard allows the Challenger a
Excuse
second
me.
chance to finish the fight. And fighting is the Challenger's specialty. Their first skill, War Stomp.
So this one can knock back even big boys.
Towards their foes. Multiple charges makes dealing with swarms of enemies or staggering a resilient elite light work. Their second skill, Juggernaut, turns the Challenger into an unrelenting,
He's a beefy boy
force.
with the speed increase.
Drastically reduce damage, easily brush off impacts.
Look at that, no knockback on the explosion.
Melee speed and melee damage. Don't you
And the
know
melee
how
buffs,
bad
like I love playing melee builds. This game is designed for like guns normally, but that looks fun.
immediately gains a fire rate, reload speed, and movement speed buff.
And the rampage seems cool.
They gain rage stacks, which further increases range damage. When they've attained maximum stacks, the Challenger goes berserk, which doubles all bonuses.
That's
Absolute,
insane.
unadulterated destruction.
So doubling all bonuses.
Trait, Strongback.
Eh.
Reduces armor encumbrance,
I'll tell you, the second skill is what I'd want to run, but I'd have to run the third because of that.
can mesh well in any build where you want toughness and agility.
But yeah, having a nice beefy boy in the squad, always useful.
Any foe that steps in their path will love the Challenger. If death is the question, Challenger is the answer.
Looks fun, but I'm still leaning towards Hunter or Handler out of those, even though I love the idea of Challenger. But Medic is one where I'm like, this seems so useful for a team comp.
Element of navigating the apocalypse is staying alive.
Running one of these would make me think I don't need a tank, or if you have a tank with one of these, then you're just set to DPS all day.
This is Tragic from
You know.
Gunfire Games, showcasing one of my favorite
You'll see, though.
archetypes. The Medic is the master of healing and relics. They heal more than any other archetype.
So that was like just an insta-res and then the AoE res.
Their perks are designed around keeping the team in the fight. They're exceptionally adept at recovering from their own injuries while being resilient to interrupts during relic use. Because of this, the Medic is always ready to help.
Yeah, not being interrupted during a revive is
Cornerstone to their
huge,
healing abilities
because
is
that's
the
a huge
prime
issue. But whenever you've restored 250 total health to allies or yourself or companions, this includes the doggos, then you get back one of your relic charges.
When the Medic has
So if
restored
you
enough
heal,
health to
revive
themselves
someone,
or
just
allies,
heal,
they
get back the
can
relic.
regain a relic charge.
That's insane.
Even better, both relic and skill healing contribute to regenerator.
So even using the relic could give you back relics.
Their first skill, Wellspring, sees the Medic punch a hole in the ground to generate a refreshing well of healing energy.
So that's an
It's the
on the
most
ground
efficient
healing.
skill, but it's limited by its size and static nature. Their second skill,
This one
Healing
though,
conjures a protective barrier around all allies. While the shield
so you can keep moving.
players constantly gain a small amount of health over time. It's a great option to protect an ally dangerously low on health, but also works well to provide healing to a mobile party.
Yeah.
Their third skill, Redemption,
This one's
is
crazy.
the ultimate healing ability. At its core, it's a
Probably
changeable
very
skill
long
that
cooldown.
applies an increasingly potent heal over time. Redemption revives all down allies and grants massive regeneration.
Full revive? I didn't even use hearts.
And allows them
I
to
mean,
brush off
sorry,
damage. A
relics.
true Hail Mary. Rounding out their kit is the Archetype trait, Triage. It increases healing
Bonus to healing.
effectiveness, which
Very
further
useful.
cements the Medic
Nothing
as
too
the
crazy
master
though.
of
It's like you
recovery.
could get cooler traits on this one, but just having those abilities is so useful to keeping the party alive.
Fighting form will feel right at home.
If you keep the fight going and keep everyone alive, then it becomes way easier to win.
That no other archetype possesses, making the apocalypse a little less daunting.
I likely won't go healer because the people I know will go healer. But yeah, so right now, not for me. But right now it's going to be very, very, very interesting to see what most people tend to go towards. But what the 5 we have are Gunslinger, which actually looks promising if you want to deal a lot of DPS. Hunter, which looks great for the long range DPS and the steady shot. That one looks insane. The Handler, which looks useful for everything. That dog seems amazing. Hopefully it's not completely underpowered when you actually get in the game. Then you got the Challenger archetype, and finally the Medic, which is honestly going to be one of the most valuable for every team comp, but Challenger is going to be pretty cool. If you guys enjoyed this, thought it was helpful at all in your determinations of what archetype to pick, then let me know in those comments down below, and or even just let me know what archetype you plan on picking in the game down below. And thank you guys so much for watching.